She whispered his name in her sleep and smiled. I was right next to her. What would you do if the woman you loved, the one you built a life with, breathed another man's name in the dead of night, a name that wasn't yours, and then smiled? The air in our bedroom, usually thick with the scent of lavender and shared dreams, suddenly turned to ice, each molecule a shard piercing my chest. My heart, a drumbeat against my ribs, hammered out a rhythm of pure, unadulterated dread. I lay there, rigid, staring at the ceiling. The digital clock on the nightstand, glowing to 17 a.m., a silent witness to the moment my world fractured. A cold sweat slicked my skin, but it wasn't from the summer heat. It was the chill of a truth I hadn't dared to acknowledge, now screaming in my ears. The mystery wasn't asterisk if asterisk something was wrong, but asterisk who asterisk he was, and asterisk how deep asterisk the betrayal ran. I knew with a sickening certainty that everything I believed about my marriage was a lie. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation hit me first, a tidal wave of nausea that threatened to drown me. Not just the thought of her with someone else, but the sheer idiocy I felt for not seeing it sooner. The subtle shifts in her routine, the late nights at work events, the sudden obsession with her phone. I dismissed them all, a loyal fool. We lived in a brownstone in Brooklyn, near Prospect Park, a life I thought was perfect. She was Sarah, my Sarah, a marketing executive with a laugh that used to light up my world. Now that laugh felt like a cruel mockery. The strange behavior had been escalating for months. She'd become distant, her eyes often glazed over, lost in thought. Our conversations, once vibrant and easy, were now clipped, functional. She'd snap at me for trivial things, then apologize with a forced sweetness that felt more like a performance than genuine remorse. One evening, I found a receipt for a high-end steakhouse in Manhattan, the grill tucked into her purse. It was 4/2, dated a Tuesday when she'd supposedly been working late on a pitch. I remembered making her a sad microwave dinner that night. The first seed of doubt, sharp and poisonous, began to sprout. Then came the texts. I never intended to snoop, but one morning her phone buzzed on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. The screen lit up with a notification. Hey, gorgeous. Thinking about last night. Can't wait for Friday. My blood ran cold. M, not Mark, her colleague, not Michael, her old friend, just M. A single initial, dripping with illicit intimacy. My hands trembled as I picked up the phone, the weight of it suddenly immense. I didn't open the message, couldn't bring myself to. But the damage was done. The image of her smiling in her sleep, whispering M's name, flashed before my eyes. Sarah, once my partner, transformed into a cold, manipulative stranger. She'd gaslight me when I tried to talk about our distance, accusing me of being insecure, paranoid. You're imagining things, David. I'm just stressed with work. Her voice, once a comfort, now held an edge of contempt. She'd leave her phone face down, always, but sometimes. A fleeting glance would catch a message preview, a heart emoji, a suggestive phrase. Started noticing her perfume, a new, expensive scent I hadn't bought her. She'd wear it even when she was just running errands. The villains, Sarah and this M, seemed untouchable. I imagined them laughing at me at my naivety at the life we'd built. The thought made my stomach churn. I saw them in my mind's eye, in some dimly lit bar in the West Village, clinking glasses, their secret a shared joke. The humiliation was a constant companion, a heavy cloak I couldn't shed. I felt myself breaking down, emotionally shattered. I'd sit in our living room, staring out at the bustling streets of Brooklyn, feeling utterly alone, a ghost in my own home. The loyal husband was gone, replaced by a hollowed-out shell. But beneath the despair, a flicker of something else began to ignite, a cold, calculated resolve. I wasn't going to be a victim. I was going to be a strategist. I started gathering proof, meticulously, silently. I installed a small, discreet camera in our home office, pointed at her laptop. I hired a private investigator, a gruff but efficient man named Frank, based out of a nondescript office on 34th Street in Midtown. Frank's reports started coming in. Sarah meeting a man. Michael Thorne at the St. Regis Hotel bar on Fifth Avenue. Then later, entering a luxury apartment building on Central Park South. The photos were damning, undeniable. Michael Thorne, a smug-looking man in his late 40s, a real estate developer, married with a family in Connecticut. The pieces clicked into place. The legal and social traps I set were intricate, designed to dismantle her life piece by piece. I consulted with a divorce attorney, a sharp woman named Ms. Chen, whose office overlooked Bryant Park. We discussed asset division, alimony, and crucially, the impact of marital infidelity on the proceedings. I made sure to document every single instance of her neglect, her emotional abuse, her gaslighting. I started subtly shifting our joint finances, ensuring I had control, making it appear as though I was simply being more responsible. I also began cultivating relationships with her closest friends, planting seeds of doubt. Expressing my concerns about Sarah's recent stress and unusual behavior, the public exposure was the final devastating blow. It happened at her company's annual gala. It's held at the Grand Ballroom of the Plaza Hotel. I had arranged for Frank to accidentally send an anonymous email to the entire company, including the board of directors, and Michael Thorne's business partners, containing a curated selection of the most incriminating photos and text messages. The email was timed to hit just as Sarah was about to receive an award for her outstanding leadership. I watched from a distance, a quiet observer, as her name was called, as she walked to the stage, beaming, oblivious. Then phones started buzzing. Whispers erupted. Faces turned pale. Sarah, mid-speech, saw the horrified expression on her CEO's face. Then the furious glare of Michael Thorne's wife, who had also been invited. Her eyes darted to her phone, then to mine, a look of pure terror. The room, once filled with polite applause, descended into chaos. The divorce was swift and brutal. With the overwhelming evidence, Sarah lost everything. Her career imploded, her reputation in tatters. Her friends, once so loyal, abandoned her, disgusted by the public spectacle. She was left with nothing but the wreckage of her own deceit. I saw her once, months later, walking alone down a street in Chelsea, her shoulders slumped, her once vibrant hair dull. She didn't see me. The silence in my brownstone is different now. It's not the icy silence of betrayal, but a quiet, almost peaceful emptiness. The lavender scent is gone, replaced by the clean smell of fresh air. I sit by the window, looking out at the park, and sometimes I wonder if she still whispers his name in her sleep. The cost of betrayal is often paid in solitude. The end,